and tell you when the last time he felt like he wanted to smack the fuck out of a woman. He could tell you that because NatureBoy is a pussy. That's why women fight women. And shit, women are in their right mind. A woman not gonna fight another woman. They're gonna have an intellectual conversation about their differences and agree to disagree and keep it moving. Come to some type of compromise. Because women emotionally know that fighting, frustration, all that shit ain't gonna get you nowhere. And as a black woman, we've learned that over the years. So there's no better person who knows how to deal with their emotions than a black woman. NatureBoy wants to spin it to humanity like black women ain't shit. Like we don't know how to handle ourselves. Like we don't know how to express our emotions. Like we don't know how to articulate ourselves. When we the motherfuckers who been articulating the shit since we felt some type of way. Women was standing up. He likes to talk about how women are being used as a tool to take down a black man, and society is built up for a woman this and a woman that. Why you think that society has reformed itself to cater to a woman? Because we ourselves. We said what we needed and we fought for what we needed and we got it. Period. Men from millennium to millennium stepping on our fucking neck like we don't give birth to the nation, like we don't offer anything, stepping on us like they don't need us, like they could just do whatever they want, control us and have us do whatever that they want us to do. Black women are very powerful, and the men nowadays don't realize what type of woman that they have in their corner because they've been emasculated. They emasculated them own selves. Nobody can emasculate you. Nobody can take nothing from you. You can only take it from yourself. So while the boy is ranting and raving about how Babylon ain't shit and how they emasculated him and he's a product of his environment, this bullshit, you only can be who you believe that you are. So if you go through an experience and you feel emasculated and you allow that person to emasculate you, no doubt your manhood is going to be stripped. It's going to be gone. But if you go through that experience, feel emasculated, but don't let that person take your masculinity away or your manhood, then you ain't gonna feel no type of way once you get out of that person's presence. It's not gonna affect you in no kind of way because you didn't give your power away. You didn't allow that circumstance to become a part of you to where you're now hurt or you've experienced something traumatic. It just is what it is. You can't blame nobody for the shit that you going through. You can't blame and say, oh, Velvet did this to me. She did that to me. Victim where? Victim where, NatureBoy? You're not a victim. You're not a victim. You're the abuser. Straight like that. And the only reason why you abuse is because you let your darkness overcome you. And now it's to the point where you're abusing yourself. So like how you try to teach humanity that there's a cancer on this planet and the cancer is killing itself, you're a part of that cancer and you're killing yourself. Whether you like to know that or not, whether you see that or not, you're killing yourself. You're withering the fuck away as we speak because you don't have enough energy around you. Truth be told, y'all, he don't like none of those people over there for real, and he's trying to get new people there because he needs a new source of energy. He needs a new supply of energy. That's why he's trying to recruit more people over there because he needs more fuel. He doesn't have enough fuel from Efru no more. Efru she burnt out. She burnt out. Iyah been burnt out. Been burnt out since a year ago. Her energy is completely gone. Malia only got just a little bit more to give before she fucking disappeared into the abyss of the fucking universe. The men have no power. None. He can't even feed off of the men no more. So he needs a new supply. So what he does, he gets on the internet saying certain things, trying to portray himself to be one way and recruiting people there. Zoka is gone. It's gone. It's gone. Their power is gone. Period. He cannot feed off of nobody in carbonation right now. Nobody. I honestly believe that when Zoka baby died, that gave him fuel. That actually gave him some fuel. I believe that if Zoka would have had her baby, a lot of attention would have been taken off of him, and he couldn't afford that. He couldn't afford attention to be taken off of him because so much attention has already been taken off of him because I left him. So when Zoka baby died or Jaeon's baby died or transitioned, that gave him what he needed. That gave him the energy that he needed to push forward in his demonic ass journey. And this is why I said on my other live, sacrificing and carbonation. What is it like sacrificing and carbonation? And he deliberately makes these people feel like that it's okay. He makes these people feel like it's okay. Zoka is very depressed. Zoka does not want to be there. Period. Zoka does not want to be there. The only reason why I believe Zoka is still there is because of Solar. But for Zoka, why would you want to be with a man who allowed you as his pregnant wife sleep with another man? Why would you want to be with a nigga like that? A man who lets you sleep with another man with his baby in you don't give a fuck about you nor that baby. And he'll never give a fuck about you now, even more so because now you went slept with NatureBoy. Not only are you sleeping with NatureBoy, the baby dies and you still in NatureBoy's face. He don't love you. He don't want to be with you. The only thing I can see really coming from those men is them just having sex with the women there because they don't have no other pussy. Because every time a woman comes in for those men, NatureBoy says, "Oh, you're gonna be my wife now. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do that," and takes the girl from those men. And this is why you've seen so much back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, because NatureBoy is taking these women from the guys, saying like, "Oh, this is my wife. This is my lollipop. I'm gonna lend her to you, but you're gonna have to give her back." This is the type of shit that he says about these women in carbonation. He calls them lollipops. Like, if a nigga ever refers to me as a lollipop, I'm gonna feel some type of way, straight like that. And that's why NatureBoy never, ever, ever referred to me as no fucking lollipop. And for all of the women out there, as much as you see me leave and be with another man outside of carbonation, has NatureBoy ever allowed me to be with any other man in carbonation? No. Period. So why would you then and therefore let him degrade you like that? Send you to other men as if you could just be handed over that easy. You that easy? You that easy? And because you feel some type of way, you try to stay put. You try to stay put with NatureBoy, but truth be told, he don't want to be with you, baby girl. He don't want to be with you. He don't like you. He only have you there as a show to say, "Oh, I still got multiple wives," to make me mad, to make me jealous. When that shit don't make me mad or jealous at all, that shit is disgusting. That shit is sickening. That shit makes me disgusted. That shit is not attractive at all. That shit don't make me like him either. And you shouldn't want to like a man that is even doing that to you. You shouldn't want to be with a man who is trying to make another woman jealous just by having you in their presence, and then record you doing shit just to make a point on social media. That shit is crazy. That shit is crazy as the fuck. Now, what they don't talk about is how when I was in carbonation, I was telling them this. They're not going to sit down and speak the real. They're not going to sit down and say, actually, Velvet actually was trying to be there for us. Sheba, She would never get on social media and tell y'all how I was trying to stop her from having sex with NatureBoy when he was trying to take her virginity. All of that shit she went through with her baby, true, she would have never went with that shit and never went through that shit if her and NatureBoy would have listened to me. But because they wanted to do whatever the fuck they wanted to do, boom, Sheba has a baby, don't know who the daddy is. Yeah, I'm still talking about that moment because that shit is relevant as fuck, and that shit could happen to another woman there because they flip-flopping. It's to the point where now women gotta leave because they can't be with the man who they want to be with. Women can't even go to carbonation because they can't be with the man who they want to be with because NatureBoy subjected everybody to sucking his dick. He didn't keep me because I got pregnant. He got me pregnant to keep me. You feel me? He didn't keep me because I got pregnant. He got me pregnant to keep me. There's a difference. NatureBoy tried to harness me so bad that he tried to create any type of situation that he could to keep me. No, she was not gonna sit there and tell you how I tried to stop that shit from happening between them. I is not gonna sit there and tell you how I tried to stop him from being with her because I knew that he didn't fuck with her and I wanted her emotions and her well-being to be preserved. She's not gonna sit here on social media and tell you how I was behind closed doors fighting with him physically and mentally, trying to get him to not fuck with her. And it was never because of jealousy. I don't have shit to be jealous about. Look at me. I'm the greatest thing that ever happened to carbonation. I am the greatest thing that has ever happened to anybody life who I have touched. And that's not on no conceited shit. That's on some real live shit. I have people in my corner who actually know me before and after carbonation who can vouch for me. They're not gonna sit there and talk to you about how I was trying to save and reserve them. F Rule is not gonna sit there and talk to you and tell you about how I was telling her that NatureBoy doesn't give a fuck about you, does not want to be with you. They'll never sit down and say this stuff. You know why? Because they're in denial. They want to make me out to be a demon. Because they feel like I'm attacking their Messiah. They're turning a blind eye to me. They're not saying anything. They're really not saying anything about what I'm saying. They're just making fun of me. That's it. Because all the truth is here. What can you to a person who's speaking truth? What can you on social media when a person is speaking truth? You gotta ignore it. You gotta ignore that person so that they can fade out, like he would say. But guess what? I'ma never fade out. I'm more stronger than I was when I first got there. I could never fade out. I could only fade in more and more and more to the point where my face becomes a fucking memory while your eyes is open. That's the only type of info. You the one who's gonna fade out. You the one that's fading out. Every time NatureBoy had decided to do something I was in disagreement with. Why you think my situation was so physically abusive? It was so physically abusive. I was getting beat physically because I wasn't liking the fact that he was sleeping with all those women. I wasn't liking the fact that he was telling those women that he cared about them and like wooing them into believing that he cared about them, and he didn't. I didn't like that because in my mind as a woman, I'm seeing you do that to other women in my presence. Now I'm thinking about how you actually treating me. You fucking over me just like you fucking over them. Don't get it twisted, y'all. If you see a man doing some fuck shit to another woman, best believe he gonna do it to you. And he might do it even 10 times worse. He definitely was trying to beat me into submission. I don't know who he physically abuses now, or even if he does now, but I know that I was for sure. You know, I know he has physically abused Malia for the very same reason. Except, no, it wasn't the same reason. The difference between me and Malia was that Malia, she was always fighting for his approval. She was always fighting for his attention. So every time she got physically abused, it was because she was trying to win over his attention, and he didn't like that because he wanted to give her attention when he wanted to give her attention. You know, he physically abused me because I was standing up to him about not giving none of these women attention, because all you're going to do is hurt them. And as much as Carbonation would like to denounce me and make me feel like something, or make, you know, do things to make me and say things to make me feel some type of way, you know, I'm not phased. I'm not phased at all, not one bit, because I've been there. I've been there longer than everybody in Carbonation. I already know the ins and outs, and I know how it's gonna end. So I'm right where I need to be. I have all of the information that I need. Everybody in Carbonation is still learning, just like how I was learning in the beginning. Except the only people that I had to tell me that NatureBoy was fucked up was my dad and people on social media, and I didn't listen to them because NatureBoy had me believing, and I started believing that y'all were my lowest self. And I didn't want to go to hell, and I didn't want to be in Babylon and shit like that. You got to start from somewhere. Babylon, my nigga, is not only a place. That shit is an actual mindset. You could go to the middle of the fucking Sahara Desert with Babylon shit on your mind and create Babylon there. What you think is going on in Carbonation? They didn't leave Babylon. They didn't leave Babylon. They got Babylon right where the fuck they at, because of how their minds work. The decision that he's making is Babylon. That's not no righteous indigenous way to live. Men who were chiefs, who were indigenous to the land, who were righteous, had way more respect for women than what NatureBoy does. Way more. They would never raise their hand to a woman. Shit, if anything, they'll get on one knee before they even, you know, think about that shit. They will praise the woman before they ever think about degrading her in any type of way. These men knew the power of a woman. Indigenous men knew the power of a woman. They would never put her below him, beneath him, behind him. The only thing a righteous man ever did was put a woman beside him, because he knows that the feminine and masculine energy that comes together is going to be fruitful and create life. Why would he ever disrespect her? Why would he ever put her or compromise her into a situation where she's unhealthy, unhappy, unexpressive? He'll never, a real man would never do that to you. He'll create a whole, you know what NatureBoy does? He tells us, I'm going to create an environment for y'all. Y'all can do whatever y'all want. You could paint, you could dance, da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, but as I'm painting from your lens. You want me to paint my painting it from your perspective. Like, that's something easy to do. You want me to dance because you want me to get on live and dance for humanity. You know, you want me to do everything outside of what makes me happy for myself. My gifts and my talents now become a source of energy or an avenue for you to express yourself. So now I'm not even myself no more. I'm not even authentically expressing myself no more, because now everything that I do is not for me, it's for you. And these are what those people are going through. I want to thank everybody in the room who is gifting me right now. Trolla. I appreciate it. Mother Earth, I see you. Nisha. Peace, Goddess. I see you, Ann, back in the building. Carson, Mom, I see you. I appreciate everything right now. I just think that it's fucked up how NatureBoy is just really trying to make it seem like he has the best interest for Malia, and he doesn't. He doesn't. The only reason I could see him even, you know, having Malia come back and all of this stuff is to make a statement. It's to bring him more views. It's to bring more more energy and for him to fuel off of. You know, when Malia got out of carbonation, she was so depleted energetically that when she got out, she, you know, her vibration rose. You know what I'm saying? She got more energy back in her body, more life in her. And so now that he sees that there's life there, he's going to do anything he can to reel that life closer to him so that he can suck. Because she's going to be the next victim who, like, she gonna go down. If Malia doesn't be careful, Malia, if you don't be careful, woman, you are going to seriously hurt yourself. This is not something you should just be playing with like it's just a frivolous thing. No, when somebody tries to control your soul, when somebody takes your soul, you can seriously become injured from that. Like seriously, because it's not only physical anymore, it's mental. You're literally giving your soul to a demon. Your body is going to follow. If you give your mind to a demon, what do you think is going to happen to your body? Your body is going to wither the fuck away. If you're giving your energy to someone constantly and they have all the control to suck your energy dry, what are you going to think is going to happen to your body? Your body is going to become very malnutritious. You need your energy to live. That is your life. That is your chi. When someone is taking away that chi, there's not going to be no more he, no more she. You feel me? And that was something that I couldn't stand because on my journey, all my energy that I had that I wasn't giving to NatureBoy, I was trying to give it to my daughter. And I started feeling like I didn't have no energy to give her. So how is that any type of healthy situation to even have a child in? That's not a situation you should have a child in. If you get pregnant, your baby damn sure, especially if you get pregnant by another nigga, is gonna be a demon. You know how much how much stress that puts on a woman when she's pregnant? And just imagine being a woman. Everybody in the room, in the chat, everybody. Imagine being a woman and then getting pregnant. And then being in the presence of somebody who you think is your Messiah, and they keep telling you that your baby is a demon because it's not because it's not their baby. And they constantly telling you that your baby a demon, your baby a demon. You're going to go back to Babylon. You're going to do this. You're going to do that just because the baby ain't theirs. Do you know how much stress that will put on your head? You know how much stress that's going to cause in your life? I'm surprised, you know what I'm saying? Zoka ain't as withered away as motherfucking Malia. Like, when it came down to the pregnancies that I know of, one thing I know for sure is that NatureBoy, when he had me pregnant, see, NatureBoy couldn't just treat me any kind of way. He had to create an environment for me because I'm such a delicate person. He needed to treat me a certain type of way to reel me in the way that he reeled me. And one of his tactics was to obviously make sure that I had everything that I needed for my baby. Because if I felt like I didn't have what I needed, he know that I would dip the fuck out pregnant and all. So when it came to eating, he made sure I always had snacks. He made sure that the woman was always cooking for me, cooking something for me. He always made sure that they were taking care of me in some type of way when I was pregnant. Now, all of the other women in carbonation who has ever had a baby, they don't get none of that treatment. None of it. None of it. None of it. And when Serenity was pregnant, me and Serenity was pregnant at the same time. And even when Sheba was pregnant, I would try to like implement, you know, myself and what I felt like should happen for these pregnant women. And he always kept me away. He always kept me in the room. Like my energy was always shunned to a different part of the camp. You know, I wasn't always one with the camp. And we would have conversations, me and the women would have conversations about me not being there all the time and how they wanted me to be around more and all of this. And you know what my excuse was? Well, you know, Chief, he just wants me to be with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was my excuse. Like, he always wanted me to be up under him so that he can watch my every move and harness my energy at every second of the day. So I didn't have enough time to give these women what they needed. You know what I'm saying? And even still, even though I didn't have enough energy to physically give them what they needed, I stood up for them. I said, look, you need to stop doing this to these, like, you need to stop. Like, this shit ain't right. This shit ain't right. This nigga been in there for NatureBoy went to tell me how ungrateful I am. You know, how I'm jealous, and I'm not trying to let him be a man, and this and that. Meanwhile, these bitches hungry. Like, Zoka was hungry during her pregnancy, I noticed. You know, and there was times when he would be like, yeah, let's go get some food. You know what I'm saying? But for real, like, it's not enough food. Like, even if he was nice and said, let's go get some food, and we got food and we ate, that's not, you know, counting the rest of the week. That's not counting the rest of the month that I have to eat every day the same way. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a healthy proportion of food there at all. You know, this is why the men are as little as they are. Those are some grown ass men. They're supposed to look like grown ass men. Those women over there are skinny as fuck. Like that, the thick girl that's over there right now, tell you no word to lie. Watch how fast she lose weight. Watch how fast she lose weight. And let's see if she actually keeps any of her girth. Let's see. And it's like that because there's sleep deprivation going on. They're not sleeping like they should. They're not eating like they should. They're not taking care of themselves like they should, on top of mental stress from NatureBoy. So they're not, you know, they're malnutritious. They're stressed out. And I know that for a fact because I was there. Nobody in Carbonation could make a diss video about some shit I said. Nobody in Carbonation could sit there and be like, oh, we not stressed out. We not stressed out. You know they gonna be fucking lying. You ain't never hear now one motherfucker in Carbonation make a video talking about they ain't stressed out. You know why? Because the motherfuckers is really stressed out. And if they open their mouth to say that they ain't stressed out and they really stressed out, they really gonna start feeling crazy as the fuck. And you know what NatureBoy tells them all the time? Yeah, we just gotta fake it till we make it. It's okay to fake it till you make it. It's okay to fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it. Fake it till you transition. Fake it till you die. Fake it until you malnutritious. Fake it and make it until your baby pass away and you don't know what the fuck to do with yourself because now you feel incompetent because you feel like you guilty, a part of some along the lines. Fake it till you make it. Leave your children. Leave your children to fake it till you make it. Make what? Make it into hell? NatureBoy probably getting skinny because he don't have no more fuel. He don't have no more fuel. He don't have no more energy source. You know, he don't have that no more. And he's trying to find it. That's why they got a new girl there. And out of all the people on some shit, y'all, let's just put two and two together. Out of all the people you ever seen come to Carbonation, you ain't never seen no thick girl come to Carbonation. Ever. Ever. Why you think so? Because the physical body is a representation of energy. When somebody is thick like that, they got a lot of fucking energy on some shit. And I'll tell you no word of lie. Watch how fast that girl lose that weight. Because what he gonna do is he draining her energy now. This girl ain't never get on live to say anything. She ain't never make a video or nothing. She ain't never do nothing because he's using her. He's using her energy. She don't gotta get on camera and proclaim the kingdom because he needs her as an energy source. And as long as she's there to provide him that energy, he don't give a fuck what she doing. As long as she over there sucking his dick and being his wife or making him think that she his wife, she don't gotta do shit. All she gotta do is sit there and paint some fucked up ass painting that we'll never see. That's the only thing he need her for, is to be in his background for everybody to watch how fucking skinny she gonna get because he's sucking her energy. And I'm not trying to be mean to none of those people in Carbonation or come off rude or come off insensitive, but it's the truth. It's the truth. This is not some make fun of Carbonation. Like, this is actual real life shit that went on. Do you know how much I weighed when I first left carbonation? I was 89 pounds. 89 pounds. Just had birth. Just had gave birth 3 months ago. 4 months ago. That's not healthy. You know what NatureBoy said? You're doing it to yourself. You're stressing yourself out because you don't know how to think right. You're not thinking on like me. You out of tune. How you gonna tell somebody that? How you gonna blame somebody else stress that you causing in their life on them, and then double back and then try to say that you love them? Nah, that shit don't work like that. That shit don't work like that. Anything that NatureBoy does to anybody in carbonation, he winds up blaming it on the other person like it's actually their fault. You know, and even when I went back to carbonation, after I gained all that weight the first time, I lost more weight. Every time I go to carbonation, I lose weight. You know, because when I'm in situations that I don't agree with and I feel forced, my body starts shutting down. My communication starts shutting down. My me eating shuts down. Everything shuts down. You know what I'm saying? And all I could think about is getting the fuck. Like, that's what depression does to me. Depression pushes me. It pushes me out the way. Like, I don't know why. I've always been like that. Like, ever since I was little, like when I would feel depressed, I always would be pushed into like picking myself up. Like, always. That's just how I naturally flow. So when I was depressed with NatureBoy, I found a way out. Like, I had to escape 4 times. Do y'all hear me? I had to escape 4 times. No, I didn't just get up and leave and walk away. And no, he did not readily give me my documents. He did not willingly give me my child and let me leave with my child or leave with my documents. I had to finesse my documents every single time, steal them from his presence, and escape from his presence 4 times, 3 times, 3 or 4 times. Every single time. He only allows, like, when he let Malia go, and he let other people go, he didn't really have no emotional tie to them. You know, he didn't give a fuck about taking their energy no more. So, you know, when he don't give a fuck about taking your energy no more, it's gonna be easier for him to kick you the fuck out. Period. And he uses him letting people go as a leverage to say, I don't keep nobody hostage here. I don't let nobody, I let people leave if they want. Da 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 da. People come back and forth if they want. Da 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 da. No, even the people who he allowed to leave, he has to manipulate them into staying on multiple occasions. Like, talk to them day in and day out until they decide to stay. This is the type of shit that he do. The only reason why he let Malia go and told Malia to leave was because she was sick. And he knew it and he seen it. He just doesn't let people just walk away and leave. When Mente and Syrian left, they didn't just get up and walk away and leave. When Caliber left that one time, he didn't just get up and walk away and leave and let NatureBoy know. Anytime anybody has ever just got up and has never just got up and walked away out of carbonation, and NatureBoy knew. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when Shaka and Azine was with us, they didn't just get up and go. They had to sneak out. Everybody had to sneak out. You know what I'm saying? People had to make sure that niggas was asleep for them to leave, because they knew NatureBoy would get up and investigate. He knew that he would get up and manipulate. You know what I'm saying? So these people had to just slide away. This is not something that this is not something that's to be taken lightly. This shit is actually happening. Yes, there were men in combination who had to escape. This shit is not no, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is not no, oh, I'm just letting people leave. Oh, like, no. These people had to find a way out, because once you get into combination, there's no, oh, I'm gonna just pack up and leave. It's a sacrificial thing. You know what I'm saying? On the way out, you getting called all kind of demons and Like all kind of shit they call you on your way out. Like carbonation ain't no good environment. Like when people get there, they'll all be looking at the person like, who are you? Like very judgmental. People in combination are very judgmental. They're not open to other people's ideas. People have come to combination with some brilliant ideas, and because of the original people that were there before that person, because they didn't necessarily deem that to be something that they naturally do on an everyday basis, they shun everybody's talent who walk up and through there. Material, very talented, very beautiful woman. When she got there, she couldn't express none of that. None of it. And even Ephraim, she's a very beautiful young woman, very talented, and she can't express it. She can't express it as authentically as she could. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to thank everybody in the room right now who's supporting me. Peace, King Teddy. I just seen you. Peace to everybody in the room. I see everybody in the room. Thanks for everybody who's gifting me. I appreciate it. Like, NatureBoy wants to create a world for me. He wants to put me in a prison. NatureBoy wants to put me in a mental prison. He wants to silence me. He wants me to relinquish my power. He wants me to fall victim to depression. He wants me to not say shit about the abuse that has happened between us. And I'm not down for none of it. I'm not down for none of it. Because I've never did him nothing for him to be treating me this type of way, regardless if he a narcissist or not. I didn't do him shit. And I'm not going to be silent for no nigga that ain't shit. I'm sorry. I done screamed to the mountaintop, save NatureBoy, get him out of jail. Why wouldn't I do that if I know this shit ain't right? Why wouldn't I scream to the mountaintop that carbonation ain't shit if I know that it ain't shit? If I could speak up righteously for the right cause, I could speak up righteously for the wrong. Period. Period. I'm not about to sit here and just be silent and go and went through everything that I went through and then force me to have to raise Eliana by myself and feel some type of way. No. I'm gonna make sure that everybody see who I truly am and the type of lifestyle that I wanted to give my daughter, without NatureBoy. Even if I didn't have my daughter with NatureBoy, I would still be giving her this type of life or him this type of life. Because at the end of the day, this is who I am. This is what I wanted to live. And I thought that NatureBoy was actually living this shit. I thought he was actually on my type of time. But he ain't. He never was. He was only portraying himself to be. And he's still showing it. He's still showing his face. He's still showing how he's not actually a divine person. And you know what he says? As soon as people be like, oh, you're not the Messiah of the real world, da-da-da-da-da, you know what he says? And this should really make people really question and think about what the fuck it is he's doing. He'll say, oh yeah, I'm not the Messiah of the world. I'm not the Messiah of the black community. I'm the Messiah of carbonation. That sounds about right. You the Messiah only to motherfuckers in carbonation. Because you ain't no Messiah. You ain't nowhere near. You're a false prophet at its finest. Something that people really need to start understanding and study, because there's not only NatureBoy out here that's doing that. There are women in situations that I was in with NatureBoy offline. These women watch me on social media in hopes and for inspiration on how to get out of their situation. This is worldwide. There are children going through this shit as well. You know what I'm saying? Children are being born from situations like this that I went through with NatureBoy. And this shit is not on social media. It's not online. This is something that the black community, quote unquote, humanity. This is something that humanity needs to be aware of. This is something that we all need to know. because we're all coming to certain understandings in this space and time cosmically, where we're drawing ancient information to ourselves, where we're going to start reapplying this information to our life. And we need to know right from wrong. We need to know false prophets from people who actually have knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Because we can get ourselves into a whole fuck rat if we don't properly digest and dissect who it is that's teaching us. Who is this person that's teaching you on social media? Who are they? What did they do? Do they have an education? Or did they go to jail? Or are they a preacher? What their background look like? Who are they? Do they have a family? Do they have a child? Do they have any type of federal offenses? Who is this man? And now, when I hear people online saying this and saying that, I'm needing to know who you are, because you might actually be the motherfucker who is on an ego trip and who needs power and don't know how to control their lust. You might actually be that person. So I'm gonna need your facts. You know, I'm gonna need to know who you are before you start teaching me anything. And this is something that I regret not doing before I went to carbonation. I did not study NatureBoy. I did not understand who he was fully, completely. There were people who were trying to tell me that I shouldn't go because they seen who he actually were, but I didn't listen because I didn't do research myself. If you are looking at carbonation, if you are watching his teachings, make sure that you get to know the type of person that he is, and make sure that you consider his past relationships, because that's going to let you know who he's going to be like in the relationship with you. Period. He did not change not one bit from none of his characteristics that he displayed in the past that he necessarily didn't display on social media. Everything that happens behind closed doors, he didn't never change. He's always been the same, a rotten man who is very insecure about his own situation. So I appreciate everybody in the room. I appreciate everybody in the room. I just want to make sure something right. Let me see something. Peace to everybody in the room. Skittles Taste, I see you. Nebe, I see you. Y'all wrong for this. I see you. Wait, I'm trying to... Oh, there you go. I appreciate everybody that's in the room who's gifting me right now. I really appreciate it. Like, y'all have no idea. NatureBoy he can't handle the fact that I'm as brilliant as I am. He can't take the fact that I've actually figured out who the fuck he is. He can't take the fact that I actually called him out on who the fuck he is and told him that he needs to change. He doesn't like that about me. That's why he doesn't like me. That's why he doesn't want to be with me. That's why he said all of the fuck shit that he said about me. To hurt me. Hurt people hurt other people, and I never did this nigga nothing for him to treat me any kind of way that he's treating me. Let him tell it. I was the queen of the apple of his eye when he first got with me. Then all of a sudden it turned into me being a demon. No, you just got mad because I started seeing you for who you truly were, lost respect, and called you out on it. And now you can't take responsibility for none of the shit that you do because you a weak ass bitch. A weak-ass insecure bitch at that. You're not a regular bitch. You're not a regular bitch nigga. You're a weak, insecure bitch. That's what you are. And I'm saying that because it's the truth. While NatureBoy is on social media acting like he has confidence, acting like he has knowledge, acting like he's somebody of importance, and he's not. Period. Nature Boy is more insecure than a woman who don't know who themselves is. He blames everyone but himself. Facts. Florida said he blamed everyone but himself, and it's a crying out shame. Yeah. Period. Period. No, we're not together. Me and Nature Boy will never be together. We never were together, actually. Because he's always been in a relationship with himself. He never was in a relationship with Velvet. He never was in a relationship with Nana. He never was in a relationship with me. He was in a relationship with himself. He wanted me to be who he wanted me to be. I'm gonna let something right quick. Peace.
My question is for
Peace.
that. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. For
Hello, how you doing?
that the nature freak dude. Okay, is he really a wizard? Because I've been hearing that.
I
Does he
believe
really?
that I believe that everyone I believe that everyone has a certain amount of influence. You know, you could look at humans, period, as wizards. People, we all have an influence to create the reality that we want, period. So when it comes to him, he has a certain level of influence over certain individuals, and this is just a part of his personality, him having
Yeah.
influence over certain people. I wouldn't say
Mm, that's
wizard,
true.
you know what I'm saying, but he just has influence. You know what I'm saying? That influence could be demonic, that influence could be angelic. It just depends on how the person wanna
It's
express it.
demonic. It is demonic, and I know that for a fact. And a lot of the people that's there, the young people, are young, pretty young people, and young people tend to, they're vulnerable.
Yeah,
And if any type of truth that comes their way, yeah, they're going to side with it. They won't go with it. And that's the way I see it. I see that, like, because he said it before on his panel, and I was in there. He talked about, yeah, evil is good. And at that point, I said, yeah, he's the devil. He is straight. Satan himself is using this man. Okay.
mm.
And I knew that already. All right. Well, I just wanted to ask you that.
Absolutely. It's good to talk to you. I see you in the room. I appreciate you.
Oh, no problem. No problem. Girl. And I'm following you too. So
Let me follow
trust me.
you.
Girl.
Hold on before you drop down. Let me see.
Okay.
Hold on, wait. You might have to type something in the room so I can press your name.
Okay. Hold on. Let me type something. Okay. There you go. You see me? I'm in the
Hold
comments.
on, give me
I
one
went up
second.
real fast.
These comments coming in so fast.
I know. It rolled up.
Florida.
You see it?
Hold on, wait. I'm gonna tap.
Maybe I
Okay,
got
there
it.
you go. There you go. I got you. All right, I'll follow you.
Okay. All right, love.
Later.
Later, love.
I apologize. I was up here earlier, but I'm sitting here in the hospital with my newborn. Can you hear me?
Congratulations.
Thank you. I just had my first son right now.
Oh
It
wow.
was a blessing, but I came over here to say there's a lot of people out here have the same kind of knowledge. And, I don't know if you know Leon and a couple of us in our community, we talk about similar things that you guys talk about. And I respect everything that you're saying right now for sure. But I just want everybody to understand that true knowledge is understanding that the woman is the key to life and the key to success on this planet. Without the woman, we lose everything. It's like I could not have birthed my son just now. So he's only going to be a man because of a woman. So any man who's using women or putting women beneath them instead of uplifting them above them is definitely not preaching from God, because that's not God. I mean, it might be religion because man controls religion, and man put themselves in religion and created themselves as God on this planet. And that's why things are out of whack, because if the women were running this planet, it wouldn't be like this. We wouldn't have the problems that we have. We wouldn't be destroying our planet. We wouldn't be eating unhealthy. We wouldn't be doing all of these things because you guys are connected to the earth in a way that we can never be connected to the earth. And I'm saying that as a man, and I'm not degrading no men. I do believe we have the power together as a couple. That's God in itself. But we have to uplift the woman and show exactly where this really come from, because you guys are the root. We're just the plant. You guys are the root, and without the root, there is no life.
There's no
We
fruit.
can't even get the there's no fruit. There's no nutrients. We get our nutrients from y'all. The original nutrients, the only milk that we're supposed to ingest is the milk that comes from our mother. Not from a cow, not from anywhere else, but from our mother. They produce the nutrients of life. So any man that's out there that's using women to magnify themselves is a charlatan. They're a false prophet. And I talked to the dude plenty of times. He came to my panel a couple of days ago. I didn't let him up because it's like, there's a disconnect there. And I'm not here to bash the dude at all, because I don't know the dude personally, but I know that there's a disconnect with his knowledge. He has the knowledge, but he's using it for himself.
Yeah.
Right.
And that right there is manipulation. It becomes manipulation when you use good knowledge in order to achieve something for self, and you have no empathy with that.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
I just want I just
I
want
agree.
I just want
I
to
agree.
congratulate you for being where you at.
I agree with you actually, because I've tried to tell him the same thing, but he don't want to listen to me. He don't listen to me. And the analogy you gave, like with the woman being the root, y'all being the plant, we being the root. That's that was a good analogy. You know, Nature Boy can't come to terms with that because he's so traumatized by his own perception that he'll never be able to understand that, which means that he'll never be a real man.
Yeah, that's a fact. I mean, hopefully, I hope one day he does see it for the sake of his children. Not for anybody else's, so that he can, come to terms as an old man and at least see, okay, look, I was misguided. I was too much full of. It's got to be more about the planet than you about you. I just want people to understand the planet gives us life. The
Right.
planet is the ultimate mother. So we have y'all. Y'all are the representation of the planet, but the planet itself is the ultimate mother that gives all of us life. So none of us are that important when it comes to that. So we all have to take a step back. There should be no narcissism in that. So
Right.
if you behaving with a narcissistic pattern, that shows your lack of thought. That shows your lack of inability to see with your third eye and be open. So you can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you can't see reality for what it is, it's never going to benefit you in the right way.
That's facts. I do believe in balance between masculine and feminine energy. Definitely needs to be respect on both ends, or it'll never work.
That's a fact.
But thank you. Congratulations on your newborn. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you. Yo, I'll see you. Follow me. Make sure you follow me. Uh, I'll see you around here.
Got you.
All right.
Later. Peace, pretty.
Hey, Velvet.
Hey, how are you?
I would like to. I love to watch you. I think you're really inspirational. I think you're a strong, strong woman for being able to just find your voice and be able to use it as a weapon of of what you've been through. Um, when I watch Nature Boy, to be honest, I get so irritated because it's like he literally uses knowledge. Like it's hard listening to him because the manipulation is very real. Like half of the things he say, you will kind of agree with, and then he goes into a whole different path of like, well, that's twisted. You get what I'm saying? So some people who can't find that balance of what's real and what's manipulation, they get caught in his
It's
tornado.
bullshit. Mm-hmm.
Right. And I would like to ask you, how was it like you joining Carbonation? Was it like he was coming on to you, or was it like just a movement that you thought you would want to be a part of?
Initially it was a movement that I knew I wanted to be a part of. He actually in the beginning he actually had Yaya, one of his first wives that I seen in Carbonation. He actually had her reach out to me to I guess like recruit me as a wife, but she didn't text me like can you be our wife? She just was like, hey, welcome to Carbonation. And I was like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, thank you. You know what I'm saying? And we just kept it at that. So when time went on, um, he kept insinuating, like in the very beginning he had a meeting with me and Omek, and he was like, are you sure that you want to be with Omek? When I, like, one of the first day I came, and I was like, yeah, like, this is who I decided to be with. So I didn't, it never dawned on me that he liked me though. Like it didn't dawn on me until after the fact. For some reason me and him started sharing the same thoughts, and I would like say stuff that he wanted to say, and it became like real spooky at that point. And me and Omek constantly got into fights, arguments about, not fights, but arguments about me liking Nature Boy liking me. Come to find out, the whole time, ever since day one or before day one, you know what I'm saying, Nature Boy secretly liked me behind closed doors. So when me and Omek was together, he would, you know how you could feel other people's energy in the room, you know what I'm saying? But you can't
Yeah.
put your finger on it, but that's what they doing. You know, he would watch me. He would watch other women too, but he would watch me. He would, you know, just call me in to clean his room to watch me. Uh, every time when y'all seen us with our shirts off, all of the women, when we had our shirts off, he did that so he could, you know, watch us. You know what I'm saying? And it didn't dawn on me until after the fact that he liked me. When I got to Texas, I actually got to Texas. That's when I realized that he liked me. So
Right.
I was like, cause my mind wasn't ever there when I first seen him. I didn't think I could ever be with him, because at that time I felt like a little girl. You know what I'm saying? You could see it in my videos. Me as young as I was, I didn't ever think that I could be with him, and I chose to be with Omek. So it was never a thing for me. But as time went on, uh, I came to find and realize that it's not only me who he secretly like. It's not even that he likes me. It's just that he wants to have sex. And so what he did, and what he does to every woman there, including me, he manipulates the situation to figure out how he could fuck the woman. You know, even if that's him taking the woman away from that man and saying that he's gonna have a meeting with that woman, and then he'll come onto that woman behind that man back, and then but she wouldn't say nothing to the man because, you know, he never did this to me and Omek, but he has done this to other women in the camp. Like, came onto them behind their men back, and the woman wouldn't say nothing because they secretly wanted to be with him too. But it's just, I
Yeah.
don't know. It's just all mixed and matched. Like how,
Right. It's sick.
yeah.
And when you sit back and you think about it all, it's just like, where is that so you calling yourself a messiah, and you go about things so twisted.
Mm-mm. Nothing good will ever come from it.
Well,
Nothing from it.
well,
Nothing ever good will come.
right.
On this. Mm.
You keep doing what you're doing, getting the word out, because not only people that get, I bet you they secretly watch you, even though they act like they don't.
Oh
They all
yeah.
secretly. So it's like, not only to them, like you said before, a lot of people are in this situation. Around, it's a good way to use your voice, and keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey Velvet,
Hey, Kylie.
how
Kylie,
are you?
I'm
Callie.
doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Finally, I finally get to speak to you. um, I just have like two brief little questions.
Mm-hmm.
One, I want to know if the nation will or is woken up and have the strength to know who they are. Like, hey, I'm better than this. I done spent too much time in this situation. I don't feel like they're progressing. So they would want to like leave and be free, be themselves again. Like,
I
do you think they have the potential to like wake up and help themselves, or they're just gonna fall in
I
deeper and
think
deeper?
that, my personal opinion, I think that I'm going to say I would think that 85% of carbonation is gonna get it together. The people who are there, I genuinely feel like 85% of those people that's over there will come to a realization. Now the other percentage, I'm not too sure. But I say that based off of certain characteristics that I've seen personally that has come from these individuals myself. So, but aside from that, I feel like the only way they'll be able to get themselves out is if they start to have some type of direction of what they want in life, if that makes sense. Hold on, give me 1 second. Hello? Hold on, let me call you right back. I have to call you right back, okay? I'm at work. I'll call you right back. Okay. That's my baby cousin. So, I was saying that the only way I think that they'll get themselves out is if they find some type of direction about what they want in life. You know, when somebody doesn't really know what they want in life, they're easily subjected to a whole bunch of shit. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like for me personally, the reason why I was able to like come out of it as many times as I did was because I had a sense of direction. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if I was getting manipulated by him and I was like listening to him and I was like conforming, I still had this very strong part of me that was directed. You know, I need a certain type of things. I have to live a certain type of way. And when I realized that it wasn't congruent, I realized I would live. You know, it would be a living hell for me. So I had to get rid of,
Right.
but that's what happened to me personally. If someone doesn't know what they want in life, they're gonna subject themselves to anything and everything, and that's just what I personally feel.
And that's so true because around the time that I caught wind of this was like back in YouTube days, and I was going through a similar situation myself, but just on a one-on-one relationship, and it was with the same type of energy, and I felt like it was gonna be me or him. Like I'm gonna die or he gonna die. Some gotta give. Like I felt
I
depleted. Like my energy. Like I couldn't give anymore, and it was like snap out, break free, or just die already because, like I felt like you said, nobody can't make you do anything, but I felt brainwashed. Like I felt, you know what I mean, messed up in the head. And then I was able to come out of that. But through watching you guys, I felt like I was living it too. Like, when you leave or, get yourself together, but somehow come back, I'm okay. It's okay. We're going to try